Good morning, students. This is next topic in alcohols chapter, that is chemical properties of alcohols. In previous video we discussed preparation methods and physical properties of alcohols. Now we are going to explain about chemical properties of alcohols. In alcohols, two kinds of reactions takes place. Two types of reactions takes place. That is due to cleavage of CO bond and cleavage of OH bond. See, alcohol's general formula is what? ROH. R means alkyl group. That means here CO bond is there and OH bond is there. Some reactions takes place due to cleavage of CO bond, and some reactions takes place due to cleavage of OH bond. Due to cleavage of CO bond, then carbon gets positive charge, oxygen get negative charge. Due to cleavage of OH bond, oxygen gets negative charge and hydrogen get positive charge. So what is the point here? Due to cleavage of CO bond, they act as electrophiles because carbon gets positive charge. Due to cleavage of OH bond, they act as nucleophiles because RO minus and H plus. Next, the order of cleavage of CO bond is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. See, order of cleavage of CO bond. See, RCH2OH, RCHROH, RCRROH. Here, due to cleavage of CO bond, RCH2 plus OH minus. That means this is primary carbocation. In this case, RCH plus ROH minus. In this case, RCRR plus OH minus. So this is tertiary, secondary, primary. Which is more stable? This is more stable. So order is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary in case of CO bond. But in case of OH bond, primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary because of hydrogen bond formation. I told that point in physical properties. So in case of CO bond, order is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. In case of OH bond, order is primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. Now reactions. First reaction is with sodium metal. With sodium metal. That means when alcohols reacts with two sodium metals, then sodium alkoxide is formed. Along with hydrogen. That means what happens? This hydrogen is replaced by sodium. This is the example for this reaction. From this reaction, we can say that alcohols are acidic. Why? Because in these alcohols, hydrogen is removed. Next, with PCl3. That means when alcohols reacts with PCl3, then we get alkyl halides. We have seen already all these reactions in preparation of alkyl halides. Similarly, when alcohols reacts with PCl5, then PCl5, then also we get alkyl halides. Similarly, when alcohols reacts with SOCl2, then also we get alkyl halide. Similarly, when alcohols reacts with HX, then also we get alkyl halides. So these are the preparation methods of alkyl halides from alcohols. Here the order of reactivity of alcohols towards HX is hydrogen halide is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Why? Because this bond is going to break. That means CO bond. In case of CO bond, order is what? Always tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Next, oxidation. This is very important point. When primary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate, then aldehydes and carboxylic acids are formed with the same number of carbon atoms. See, this is primary alcohols. When these primary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of either K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, initially aldehydes are formed. When these aldehydes again undergoes oxidation in the presence of same reagent K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, then acids are formed. If you observe these reactions, there is no loss of carbon atoms. So what is the point here? When primary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, then we get aldehydes followed by acids without losing carbon atoms. That means with the same number of carbon atoms. That is very important point. When secondary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7, then ketones are formed with the same number of carbon atoms. Ketones are formed. Again it undergoes oxidation, then carboxylic acids are formed with less number of carbon atoms. Here is important point. Initially ketones are formed without losing carbons, but after that acids are formed when these ketones undergoes oxidation with less number of carbon atoms. In case of primary alcohols there is no loss of carbon atoms, but in case of secondary alcohols we get acids with less number of carbon atoms. In case of tertiary alcohols, when these tertiary alcohols undergoes oxidation in the presence of K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, we get ketones. That means here from here to here how many carbons? 1 2 3 4 carbons, but here 3 carbons are present. That means in first step itself one carbon atom lost by alcohol. Again this ketones undergoes oxidation in the presence of same reagent K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, then we get acids with the loss of carbon atoms. So what is the point here finally? When in case of primary alcohols there is no chance of losing of carbons when it undergoes oxidation, but in case of secondary alcohols there is a chance of losing carbon atom by ketones when those ketones formed from secondary alcohols. But in case of tertiary alcohols, in first step as well as in second step, in both steps carbon atoms are lost. So what is the point here finally? In case of primary alcohols we get acids with the same number of carbons. In case of secondary alcohols we get acids with less number of carbons. In case of tertiary alcohols also we get acids with less number of carbons. When alcohols undergoes oxidation, primary alcohols undergoes oxidation, aldehydes are formed. When secondary alcohols undergoes oxidation, ketones are formed with the same number of carbons. But in case of tertiary alcohols they undergo oxidation, then we get ketones with less number of carbons. Again these aldehydes ketones undergoes oxidation, we get acids. In case of aldehydes there is no chance of losing carbon atoms when they form acids, but in case of ketones when they form acids they lost carbon atoms. These are very important points. Next point, CrO3, that is chromium trioxide, and PCC, that is pyridium chlorochromate. These are oxidizing agents, but these are mild oxidizing agents. That means weak oxidizing agents. So they convert primary alcohols to aldehydes only. It cannot convert aldehydes into acids. Similarly, they convert secondary alcohols into ketones only. They cannot convert ketones into acids. KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, these are powerful oxidizing agents, nothing but strong oxidizing agents, so that they can convert primary alcohols to aldehydes, again acids. Secondary alcohols to ketones again converted to acids, but these are weak oxidants, so that they can convert primary alcohols to aldehydes only and secondary alcohols to ketones only. Next, with copper. When primary alcohols reacts with copper at 300 degrees centigrade, then aldehydes and ketones are formed due to dehydrogenation. Dehydrogenation means removal of hydrogens. When primary alcohols and secondary alcohols reacts with copper at 300 degrees centigrade, then dehydrogenation takes place. But in case of tertiary alcohols, dehydration takes place when it reacts with copper at 300 degrees centigrade. In case of primary and secondary, dehydrogenation takes place, then aldehydes and ketones are formed. In case of tertiary alcohols, alkenes are formed when they react with copper at 300 degrees centigrade. In that case, dehydration takes place. See, this is the examples. This is primary alcohol. When it reacts with copper in the presence of 300 degrees centigrade, then we get what? RCHO. What is happening in this reaction? Only 2 hydrogens are removed. If you observe this reaction, only 2 hydrogens. There is no loss of carbons, alkyl group, oxygen. Only 2 hydrogens are removed. In case of secondary alcohols, also same phenomenon takes place as in above reaction. That is, what happened when secondary alcohols reacts with copper at 300 degrees centigrade, then we get RC11O. That means 2 hydrogens are removed. Dehydrogenation. In case of tertiary alcohols, when it reacts with copper at 300 degrees centigrade, alkenes are formed. That means 1 OH and 1 hydrogen from alkyl group. Then alkenes are formed. That means which phenomenon takes place in this reaction? Dehydration. Next, with concentrated H2SO4. That means when alcohols reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at 110 degrees centigrade, then we get ethyl hydrogen sulfate. That means 1 OH from alcohols and H from H2SO is removed. But in case of same alcohols, when the alcohols reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade, here 110, here 140, then we get diethyl ether. That means we have to take 2 ethyl alcohol groups. There also H2O is removed because concentrated H2SO4 acts as a dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent means when it reacts with further other substance, it removes water from that substance. Next, in case when these alcohols reacts with concentrated H2SO4 at 170 degrees centigrade, then we get ethylene. Here also water is removed. Here water is removed from this compound only. That means here OH is removed from this carbon and hydrogen is removed from this carbon. Then CH211CH will come. That is CH211CH2 come. That is nothing but C2H4. So these 3 reactions are also very important. Here reactants are same, reagents also same, but what is the difference? Temperature is only different. If temperature changes, product also changes. In first case, that means at 110 degrees centigrade, ethyl hydrogen sulfate is formed. At 140 degrees centigrade, diethyl ether is formed. That means in that case we have to take 2 ethyl alcohols. From those 2 ethyl alcohols, diethyl ether will form. I will show that reaction here. C2H5OH, C2H5OH, 2 ethyl alcohol groups. This is treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 140 degrees centigrade. Then water is removed. That means OH from this compound and H from this compound, or OH from this compound, or H from this compound. Then finally we get which one? C2H5 OC2H5 plus H2. These are the reactions with concentrated H2SO4. Next, formation of esters. That is called esterification. Formation of esters from alcohols is called esterification. When alcohols reacts with acids, in the presence of concentrated H2SO4, then we get esters. For example, CH3OH plus C2H5COOH, then we get what? Then we get which one? C2H5COO CH3 plus H2O. Next, identification of alkanes. That means how to identify alkanes with Lucas reagent. Lucas reagent means concentrated HCl plus anhydrous ZnCl2, that is called Lucas reagent. Concentrated HCl plus anhydrous ZnCl2 is called Lucas reagent. When this Lucas reagent reacts with primary alkanes, then no precipitate will be formed. But when this Lucas reagent reacts with secondary alkanes, then precipitate, nothing but turbidity is formed after some time. When this Lucas reagent reacts with tertiary alkanes, then we get precipitate immediately. Means when we test these compounds in laboratory, then we can identify alkanes. Primary alkanes does not give any turbidity when it reacts with Lucas reagent, but secondary alkanes gives turbidity after some time when it reacts with Lucas reagent. In case of tertiary alkanes, it gives turbidity immediately when it reacts with Lucas reagent. Like that we can identify primary, secondary and tertiary alkanes by using Lucas reagent. This is all about alkanes.